one undergoes. They are udasinatva, the state of quietude. Sukhi, I am happy, and I am dukhi, I am sorrowful. Now, sukha dukkha, these are the effects of karma. Karma means they are the results of papa punya in terms of the Vishayas are occasioned by the Vishayas, whereas Udasinatva, state of quietude, is on account of oneself only, not caused by any Vishayas or Karma Phala. Now, in this state of quietude, which is demonstrated as the universal experience in terms of a statement that today I have no care or concern, so that means I have no anxiety at all. Sukham ase, so I am happy. So, that state, such a state, which is a state of quietude, means that there is an ease in such a state. There is what is called a Nijananda Bhanaha Asti. Or Nijananda Bhanam Akhilaha Janaha Vakti. Means universally it is said that there is the expression or the display of the Ananda which is one's own Swarupa. Nijananda is Swarupa Ananda, one's own real nature. The question was, Nijananda was same as that of Ananda of Brahma, Brahmananda. In 87 we have seen. But when he says Nijananda, I am happy. There is the Ahankara present there. And the Ahankara being there, Jnata and the Jneya are there. Vishya may not be there. Therefore Tripati is there. Therefore it is Vasananda. With Ahankara being there, it is Vasananda. If Vasananda, it can't be Brahmananda. He says, yes, that Nijananda told here, as it obtains, certainly it is Vasananda because there is Ahankara present. But what is to be done is, with the help of with the appreciation of this Vasananda or Nijananda, we should arrive at Brahmananda by effacing the Ahankara. For which, first he says, yes, this Nijananda that is told is not the Mukhya Nijananda, is not the Brahmananda, it is Vasananda only because Ahankara is there. That is pointed out. Aham asmi Ahankara samanyachadi tattvatah. Nijanando na mukhyoyam kintva sautasya vasana. Aham asmi iti Ahankara samanyachadi tattvatah. Ayam mukhyaha Nijanandaha na. Ayam mukhyaha Nijanandaha na. Kintu asau tasya vasana. Asau tasya vasana. In the state of quietude, wherein Nijananda was pointed out, therein this Ahankara is there. Ahankara, in a general sense it is there, not in the particular sense. What is the general sense? Aham asmi iti Ahankara samanyena achaditatvatah. Because it is covered, achaditatvatah, because it is covered by the samanya Ahankara. What is Samanya Ahankara and Vishesha Ahankara? So Samanya Ahankara means simply I am. Vishesha Ahankara, particularities are there. I am Mr. So and so. Or I am a man. I am a woman. So like this, the Upadhi Visheshas are taken into account. But simply I am, that I is referred to what? When you say simply I am, that I is of course referred to Upadhi only, embodiment only. But the Visheshas, the peculiarities of the Upadhis are not taken into account. So that is what is called as a Samanya Ahankara. Tikakara says, Devadattaha aham ityadi Vishesha shunyena. What is meant by Samanya Ahankara? Ahankara wherein aham Devadattaha. Like these Visheshas are not there, these peculiarities are not there, means the characteristics of the Upadhis are not there in which Ahankara, but in general sense I am there, that I is referred to the Upadhi only, such Ahankara. So aham asmiti Ahankara samanya achaditatvaha tattvatah. Because that Ananda, that is told as Nijananda, is covered by a general sense of ahankara. Therefore, ayam Nijanandaha, ayam mukhyaha Nijanandaha na bhavati. Ayam, which is that ayam? The one where referred where? Earlier stanza, what was termed as Nijananda, ayam mukhyaha Nijanandaha na bhavati. It is not the main Nijananda, because Mukhya Nijananda is nothing, not different from Swaswarupa Ananda, Brahmananda. So, whereas here it is said, Sukham Ase, I remain happily, I am happy, I am quiet. Ahankara is involved maybe in general sense. Just the person has woken up, so I am happy. So that way, woken up from sleep. So I am happy. So therefore, it is a state wherein the ahankara is there, maybe in the general sense. Therefore, I am mukhyaha Nijanandahana. Mukhya Nijananda, the main Nijananda is nothing but Brahmananda, Swaswarupananda. Therefore, it is not so. Then what is it actually? Kintu, whereas, but it is Tasya. Tasya means Mukhya Nijanandasya. Vasana. It is an impression, it is an Ananda, born of impression of the main Nijananda means Brahmananda. Therefore it is, what was referred in stanza 95 is Vasananda only, though the Nijananda word was used. Then why should he confuse us like this? What would have been wrong had he used the word Vasananda only? First use the word Nijananda and then again say, no, it is what? Again he has not brought the Vasananda. Simply he says, Tasya Vasananda. Why? As Vasananda he has already told. Now his attempt is to derive the Brahmananda with the Vasananda. So therefore first and again, when you say Brahmananda, what is immediately concluded? Ananda, which is the Swarupa of Brahma. But how am I related to that Ananda? Maybe I am there is Brahma, and Brahma Swarupa is Ananda. I have to get that Ananda. No. When he says Nijananda, that Nija refers to what? Me, oneself. So, Ananda, that is oneself. So, Vasananda, slowly now, we have to discover from Vasananda, the Brahmananda, which is not different from oneself. So, he has introduced the word Nijananda there. At the same time, its nature as Vasananda is being pointed out, and how that Vasananda, from Vasananda, we can appreciate the Brahmananda will be shown in the 98th stanza. So, therefore, Kintu Asau Tasya means Mukhya Nijanandasya means of Brahmananda, Swaswarupananda. Vasana means it is Vasana only, means it is born of Vasana impression only. Now, with the help of an illustration, it is pointed out that there is Vasanananda beside the Mukhyananda, Brahmananda. An illustration is given. Though earlier pointed out Vasanananda was pointed out, an illustration is given. Mukhyananda Tirikta Vasanananda Sadbhave Drishtanta. Drishtanta, an illustration. In the, so as to point out the existence of Vasananda distinct and different from Mukhyananda. So Mukhyananda Atirikta Vasana. Atirikta means Bhinna. Different. So about that Vasananda, Drishtanta is given. Nirapurita bhandasya bahe shaityam natajjalam. Kintu niragunastena nirasattanuमीयते. Nirapurita bhandasya bahe, add yat to be added, shaityam tat jalam na, add asti, tat jalam na asti, kintu niragunaha bhavati can be added. Tena nirasatta anumiyate. Nirapurita bhandasya. So, Nirapurita bhanda means a pot filled up with water. Niram, water. So Nirapurita bhandasya bahe, externally outside that. Yat shaityam asti. Yat Chaityam. Whatever that coolness is there, if you touch a pot filled up with water, beside it should be mud pot. It should be a mud pot. It will be cool for touch. So now, Bahe means outside. Yat Chaityam asti. Whatever that coolness is there, Tad Jalam na. It is not water. Is it that? That whatever feel as cool, is it that water? No. Why not? Suppose if it were water, what would happen? Huh? If you touch water, what happens? Your hand becomes wet. Dravatva is there. Dravatva is there. Here is there Dravatva. Fluidity is not there. Your hand doesn't become wet, but you still feel the cold touch. Is it not? So therefore, so it is not water. So Chaityam Tat means that whatever that you touch there, Jalam nasti. Jalam na bhavati. It is not water at all. So though the cold touch is there, water is cold, this outside surface of the pot is cold, but still you certainly know that it is not water. It is one. Then what is it? Into, but whereas Niragunaha, it is Niragunaha means it is the characteristic of water. The water is cold. Is it water cold or hot? Cold. Hot water is not there. If at all water is hot, that is because of fire content. It is not the nature of water. Kintu Niragunaha, it is the characteristic of water only. That cold touch is nothing but characteristic of water. Then what happens? Tena means Tena Shaitena, by that coolness, by that cold touch. So Nirasatta Anumiyate. Nirasatta means the Nirasya Vidyamanata. The presence, Satta, existence means the presence. The presence of the water is inferred. Oh, there is water in this particular pot. That is what is inferred. Like that. So now question is, okay, that is fine. What it has to do here? Like that, from Vasananda, what can you do? Or that means you can arrive at Brahmananda, which is the Mukhya Nijananda. Now use the word Nijananda, which is the Mukhya Nijananda. So, or if Nijananda is taken as Vasananda, from that Nijananda you can arrive at the Mukhya Nijananda, that is Brahmananda. So, therefore, that is just as from the cold touch of the pot, we can infer that there is water in the pot. So also from the appreciation of Vasananda, we can arrive at the presence of the Brahmananda, which is Mukhya Nijananda. How it can be done? This is the Upaya, okay? What are the context of the forthcoming portion of this particular chapter after which stanza was it? After 89, after 88. So, Anyada Shrunuvastu, Upaya, the means of appreciating Brahmananda in the waking state. So, to arrive at all these details are given. Now, this is how from the Vasananda we can arrive at Brahmananda. You will be all eager now, is it not? With all this analysis, now we can catch Brahmananda, but will get disappointed. Do you know why? He comes finally to Nididhyasana only. He went round and round and round and round and round. And he says, get rid of that ahankara. How can we get rid of that ahankara? Where to take to? Nididhyasana. So, Nididhyasana. So, therefore he says, but in this manner you can appreciate Vasana, that Nijananda. So, also other clues will be given. Yavad vismrutobhyasa yogataha tavat sukshma drishtir nijanando numiyate. अभ्यासयोगतः यावद् यावद् अहंकारः विस्मृतः तावत् तावत् सूक्ष्मदृष्टेः निजानन्दः अनुमीयते। तावत् तावत् सूक्ष्मदृष्टेः निजानन्दः अनुमीयते। अभ्यासयोगतः on account of abhyas, on account of connection, sambandha with abhyas means by practice, repeated practice of what? We are not told. We are not told. But what is to be done is, we have to eliminate the ahankara. So how can you eliminate ahankara? What abhyas we have to take to get rid of ahankara? Nididhyasana. All savana manana are taken for granted. Therefore, the abhyasa, because of repeated practice of nididhyasana. A sample is given by Tikakara, based on Kathopanishad. Jnanam atmani mahati niyachet tadyachet shanta atmani. Where is that? Which Upanishad? You can correct your book, okay? Where Chandogya is given, it should be correct. In the Nirnaya Sagar Press book, there quotation is given as Chandogya. It is not Chandogya. It is Kathopanishad. Jnanamatmani mahati niyachet tadyachet shantatmani. Actually it is like this. What is that? Yachet vag manasi pradnyaha tadyachet jnanatmani. Then jnanamatmani mahati niyachet tadyachet shantatmani. What does it mean? Vak. See, vak, manasi, yachet vak manasi pradnyaha. Yachet vak stands for not the organ of action only, all the senses. All the senses have to be resolved in what? The mana. Means the mind has to be withdrawn from all the sense objects. Not only that, resolving in terms of the dependence of the senses on the mind. The senses can function provided the mind is there. Without the mind, the senses can't function. So therefore, the senses are dependent on the mind. Mind is independent of the senses. So that way, in terms of subtlety and independence, resolve the senses in the mind, withdraw the mind from the sense object, and means the senses are not allowed to go to the respective sense object. Thereafter, what is to be done? Tadyachet jnanatmani. Jnane atmani tat manaha yache. Resolve the mind in the jnanatmani means vijnanamaya kosha, buddhi. Because manomaya kosha has to depend on the vijnanamaya kosha. Then further, mahati atmani jnanam niyache. Mahati atmani means hiranyagarbha. In the hiranyagarbha, resolve your vijnanamaya kosha, because vijnanamaya kosha has no independent existence apart from the total, the veshti, I mean the samashti, vijnanamaya kosha or samashti, prana. Therefore, it has to be resolved in the hiranyagarbha. Where will you resolve hiranyagarbha? Tadyachet shanti atmani. Resolve that in the shanta atma. What is the shanta atma? Sarva buddhi pratyaya sati. Sakasha sa paragatihi. So in that you resolve. Means all this finally depend on atma. That way just a sample as such. But what is meant is nididhyasana. So you take help of whatever that is helpful to you, but take the appreciation of atma. Shanta atma. Okay. That is what is said as abhyasa yogataha. By repeated practice, and abhyasa again involves repetition, not just taking like that. So by repeated practice, yavad, to the extent ahankaraha vismrutaha. The ahankara, the erroneous identification, the embodiment, is vismrutaha, forgotten means, is destroyed. To the extent it is effaced, to the extent the ahankara, identification of the body, is destroyed or effaced. Tavat, to that extent, for this person, who is that person? Sukshma drishti. The one who has got sukshma drishti. Who is that sukshma drishti? The one who has destroyed his ahankara and thereby is capable of appreciating what Atma, Brahma, one's own real nature is. He is called as a Sukshma Drishti. The one who has got Sukshma Drishti, the person is called as Sukshma Drishti. So, by the Vilaya, by the destruction of this Ahankara, the one who has got that Sukshma Drishti means the Chitta, the mind becomes more and more subtle in the sense it becomes capable of appreciating one's own real nature because our knowledge already is that even the habitual Ahankara is destroyed. So, tavat Sukshma Drishti Nijanandaha Bhavati to be added there. Bhavati iti anumiyate. Nijananda Bhavati means that Sukshma Drishti, that person who has got Sukshma Drishti is capable of appreciating Nijananda. Now this is which Nijananda is this? Mukhya Nijananda. This is not the Vasananda told, Brahmananda, Swaswarupa, Ananda only. Because earlier it was Vasananda. Why was it Vasananda? Ahankara was still present. See, in earlier, yes, that stanza was 95. In stanza 95, when the Nijananda word was used, it was Vasananda only because of the presence of the Ahankara. Now that Ahankara is destroyed, and therefore it is nothing but Nijananda, Mukhya Ananda, Swaswarupa Ananda, Brahmananda only. So, therefore the attempt must be to get rid of Ahankara. By what? Abhyasa Yoga. By Abhyasa Yoga means by repeated Vididhyasana, one should get rid of this Ahankara. The question is, when by this process, when is it possible to appreciate the Nijananda, the Mukhya Ananda, the Brahmananda totally? Now the question is, Sampurna Nijananda Vaptihi kada syat? Sampurna Nijanandasya Vaptihi kada syat? When can one get that total Nijananda, appreciate the total Nijananda, Mukhya Ananda, that is Brahmananda? When is it possible? Or it can be also, what is the limit, culmination of this Sukshma Drishti? Buddhi Sukshma Drishti means the Chitta has become Sukshma, Buddhi has become Sukshma. That Buddhi Saukshmasya Kaha Avadhi iti Akankshayam Sakshatkaraha Avadhi iti Aha. So, what is the Avadhi? Sima, the limit of the subtle Buddhi. Here subtle Buddhi means that Buddhi which is capable of appreciating one's own real nature, Nijananda. In Kathopanishad it is said that Drishyate tu Agraya Buddhya, Agraya Buddhi, that well prepared Buddhi without the help of the Indriyas, the one which is available, capable of appreciating Atma, one's own real nature, which is Ananda Sarupa, Brahmananda Sarupa. That is, what is that Sima, the limit of that Saukshma, the subtlety of that Buddhi? So he says, it's nothing but Sakshatkaraha. Sakshatkara is that total absorption of the Chitta, the mind, in the appreciation of knowledge of oneself, which is Brahmananda. Sarvatmana vismrutastan sukshmatam paramam rajet. Alinatva na nidraisha tato deho pinopatit. And ahankaraha sarvatmana vistrutaha san buddhi, add buddhi paramam sukshmatam vrajet. Ahankaraha to be added. Sarvatmana vismrutaha san, again add buddhi paramam sukshmatam vrajet. Alinatvat esha nidrana. Alinatvat esha nidrana. Tataha deha api nau pate. No pate. Nau pate. No pate. Ahankaraha sarvatmana vismrutaha san. So this takes place first. This Ahankara सर्वात्मना, सर्वात्मना में समग्र था, टोटली. तो विस्मृतः सन means which the ahankara is totally eliminated, means ashesha vritti virame sati samadhau, in the state of samadhi ahankara is totally eliminated because all vrittis are dispelled off. All vrittis are dispelled off. That is what samagrataha. Samagrataha, without leaving anything whatsoever there. Ashesha vritti virame sati samadhau. That is in samadhi ityartha. What is meant is in samadhi. So when the mind is absorbed only in the dheya. What is the dheya here is? Dheya is knowledge of oneself. In that, the antakarana is totally absorbed. Ahankara is gone. No trace of this ahankara. Vismritaha san, that way. Thereby, buddhi paramam sukshmatam vraje. At that time we can say the buddhi vraje means prapnoti, gains. What does it gain? Paramam sukshmatam, paramam utkrishtam, most exalted sukshmata, subtlety it gains. It means the capacity to appreciate one's own real nature it gains. Now the question is, before, yes, one may say, look, if buddhi has become so subtle, ahankara also is totally gone, it must be a state of deep sleep. What we are talking of? Deep sleep. Because what happens in deep sleep? Buddhi, elsewhere Shankaracharya said, buddhi karanatmana avasthanam susupti. Buddhi remaining in the form of its cause means merge in the ajnana. That is what is called as sushupti. So you are here, what has happened? Buddhi has gained the most subtle nature, means it must be merged in the, it caused the ajnana, and it must be this state you are talking about. No, I am not talking about the district state. Why? Alinatvat. Alinatvat means antakarana se alinatvat. The antakarana has not totally dissolved. Ahankara is totally gone. But antakarana is not dissolved. Alinatvat. Alinatvat, esha means esha sthitihi. That state which was told in the first line where ahankara is totally eliminated and the buddhi has acquired a most subtle state. So actually what is called a samadhi state only. So that esha sthitihi, this state, no nidra, it is not nidra because alinatvat, antakarana is not totally dissolved. Means, though from antakarana all vrittis have gone, antakarana is not dissolved. How is it? ध्यातृ ध्याने परित्यज्य क्रमाध्येयैक गोचरे निवात दीप वच्चित्तम समाधिरभिधीयते. Somewhere we had tune is familiar because because same guy is talking now. Because somebody else teaches the tune may differ. Is it? Only different person may give take a different tune as well. ध्यातृ ध्याने परित्यज्य क्रमाध्येयैक गोचरे निवात दीप वच्चित्तम समाधिरभिधीयते. Chapter 1, stanza 55. Ayyo, now we are 11th chapter. You expect us to go back that much? As far as I am concerned and you are concerned, it is fresh for me because after teaching you the first chapter, 11th chapter only I am teaching. You might have learned so many things in between. I might have taught other many things to others as such, but as far as you are concerned, after first chapter I am teaching you 11th chapter only. So therefore, there it was told, Dhyatru Dhyana परित्यज्य. Pramad, one after the other. Dhyata. I am the aham dhyata. Idam dhyanam. This is the meditation. This is the nidhi dhyasana I am taking to. Pramad, one after the other. Parityajya, having given up. Dheyaika gochara, that is dheyaika gocharatvam. The antakarna is imbued with only one and the only one thing, that is what? Dheya. We are talking of nididhyasana. What is the dheya? Appreciation of oneself, which is Brahmananda. So therefore he says, so dhyatru dhyane parityajya kramat dheyaika gocharam chittam. That chitta. The mind, antakarna, which has got the state of what? Simply dheya eka means in antakarna there is only one and the only one vritti of dheya. And that means entire antakarna is imbued with one vritti of dheya. How? Nivata deepavat. Like a lamp means like the flame of the lamp in a place which is nivata, free from the vata, the wind or even the breeze. That chitta, that state is called as samadhi iti abhidhiyate. It is called as the samadhi. The antakarna is not in the lina avastha there. In that state, antakarna has not dissolved in its cause the ajnana. On the contrary, the entire antakarna is imbued with dheyakara vritti. So that is what is the samadhi. Therefore, what I am saying here is sarvatmana ahankaraha sarvatmana vismrutaha san paramam sukshmatam vraje. This state is not sleep. Because in sleep what we find is buddhehe karanatmana avasthanam sushupti. Buddhi, vijnanamaya kosha, in the dormant form, in its cause, ajnana, that is what is the sushupti means. See, no doubt, in the deep sleep state, antakarna is there, but in what form is it? Dormant form. In the dissolved form. So even jnata is there, but in the dissolved form, not in the actual manifest form. So that is not the state that is told here. Here in the antakarna, only dheyakara, dheyaika gochara vritti is there. Only dheya and dheya alone is there, means is conscious about what the thing, but I am contemplating, I am meditating, this dhyata is not there, and this is dhyana, that also, that means that bheda also is not there. That is what is samadhi. So, now, therefore it is not sleep. Okay. Still, if you are not understood, I will make you understand that it is not sleep. Listen. In this particular state, what happens is, if this particular state, if it were sleep, do you know what would have happened? What happens when you are drowsy? Huh? The body falls. Falls means it becomes shitila, loose. Means that directness is not there. You may support. Then how the support is given, that may be different. But the body becomes what is called as patet, means false, means shitila. Is it not? When you are drowsy, what happens? The body is bound to be loose, as it were. So that means otherwise, suppose in the class you are listening and slowly you fell down. What do you do? You sit erect. Why? Why? To drive away the drowsiness. Because just or you shake yourself, etc. To be conscious of the body. Shitilata is there. Body falls. This is not there in this. Therefore, it is not. Tataha. Tataha means because of this. What is that? Alinatvad eva. Because the antakarna is not dissolved, so tataha dehaha api naupati. Deha also, the body also doesn't fall. Fall here means doesn't become shitila or loose. It doesn't become loose. It becomes loose, what happens? The person, that means the sleep is there because that he is not able, that body is not in erect condition, the sleep is there. So tataha is alinatvad eva dehaha api no pati. It doesn't fall down, means it doesn't become loose. Okay, fine. This is the culmination of the Sukshma Buddhi in this sense. Actually, what he means is state wherein the mind is, antakarana is totally absorbed in the dheya only. So what? Or if you say, that means he says, this is the state of appreciation of Brahmananda. So which has to be accomplished by Abhyasa Yogataha, by repeated Vididhyasana contemplation. The now outcome of this discussion, so far what I have discussed, with the help of Vasananda, Vijnana, elimination of Ahankara, repeated practice of Nidhyasana, with this has reached to the culmination. This is the outcome. What is that? This is what is Brahmananda. Here is the Brahmananda. Nadvaitam bhasate napi nidra tatrasti yat sukham. Brahmananda ityaha Bhagavan Arjunam prati. Add yatra dvaitam na bhasate. Yatra dvaitam na bhasate. Nidra api na bhasate. Nidra api na bhasate और निद्रा अपि न भवति. तत्र यत् सुखम अस्ति, तत्र यत् सुखम अस्ति सः ब्रह्मानन्दः, सः ब्रह्मानन्दः इति भगवान् अर्जुनं प्रति आह. Suddenly he brought Bhagavan. Suddenly from Lord Krishna came here. Earlier no trace of Krishna here. Suddenly he brought Bhagavan. Arjuna is there. Therefore Bhagavan. Who should be Bhagavan there? Lord Krishna only. How he came here? Suddenly. So this is what is Brahmananda. Here is Brahmananda. You want the location of Brahmananda now? In sleep we have seen, but we are sure about that, right? Though we are sleeping, we are not able to appreciate positively as the present fact of experience. Means not that way. After we have to recall, oh, I slept well, etc., and there must be Brahmananda. Yes, arguments are that's fine. But here he says, look, yatra means yasmin kali or yasmin avasthayam, and when or in whichever state we should take place. What should be there? Dvaitam na bhasati. Dvaitam na bhasati means there is no knowledge of duality. Dvaita bhana is not there. Appreciation of duality is not there. That state wherein there is no appreciation of Dvaita, the duality, Dvaita bhanam nasti. At the same time, oh, that every day we are knowing, we know that. What is it? Deep sleep state? No. In the same place, at the same time, Nidra na, which is not even the deep sleep state, because in the deep sleep state, Dvaita bhana is not there. Means he is excluding the deep sleep state, which is not sleep. At the same time, there is no Dvaita bhana, appreciation of duality is not there. In such a state, tatra means tasmin kale or tasmin avasthayam, at that time or in that particular state, yat sukham asti. Whatever the positive sukha ananda is there. Not I slept, etc., I experienced earlier, no. Right now, positively, presently. Yat sukham asti saha brahmanandaha. That anandaha is brahmanandaha. From where did you get this? How do you say so? Where there is no sleep, at the same time, Dvaita is not appreciated. In that state, whatever ananda is there, that is brahmananda. Dvaita bhana is not there. What he has eliminated? Dhyata and Dhyana is gone. Only what is there is only dheya. Therefore, the antakarna is not asleep. Antakarna is not asleep. All antakarna has only one and the only one preoccupation of dheya, and in that it has totally got absorbed. Samadhi. What is samadhi? Dhi, that the buddhi or knowledge of sama. What is sama? In the creation, what is sama? Only one is sama, rest all vishamas only. Yeah? What is that sama? Brahma alone is sama, one without the second, without any change whatsoever, without any vikara. Rest all are visama. You know? They are visama becomes vishama. All are vishamas. These are subject to change, destruction, modification. So they are all vishamas. Sama, only Brahma, only sama. So therefore, Dhi, which is imbued in appreciation of sama, that is samadhi. That is even I am appreciating, dhyata is not there. This is dhyana, that also is not there. Only dheya is there. So that is what it says. So therefore dvaitam na bhasate, and nidra also is eliminated. Sleep also is eliminated. Tatra, in that state, it cannot be any other state. It has to be the state of total absorption of the antakarna, the mind, in the appreciation of Brahma, one's own real nature. So, yat sukham sa saha brahmanandaha. It is Brahmananda. The question is, from where did you get this? Iti Bhagavan Arjunam prati aha. So Lord Krishna has told this to Arjuna. But Lord Krishna told me where it should be. Gita. We have studied Gita. We have not found anywhere this. Is it not? He said, no. It is there in the 6th chapter. Yes, 6th chapter we have finished. But we have not found anywhere in the 6th chapter this Lord Krishna telling that where there is no Dvaita, there at the same time there is no sleep. So there whatever Ananda is there, that is Brahmanda. Lord Krishna has not used Brahmanda in the entire Gita. Brahma you might have used, Brahmanda he has not used. How is it that you are talking about this? Listen. Now it is not Panchadashi class, it is Gita class which you already done. He is giving you 8 stanzas directly, literally from 6th chapter. But only in a different order. He is giving 8 stanzas, 8 solid stanzas without any change whatsoever. Not arthataha pathati, shabdashaha pathati. Earlier Shruti quotations were arthataha pathati. He was giving the essence of those Shruti quotations. Here nothing, literally he gives the 8 stanzas from 6th chapter. I think I need not take it at all because we have already done it. But he rearranges them. He rearranges them to justify his claim. So actually this stanza that he is putting, our question is, okay, where did Lord Krishna tell Arjuna to this effect? Yes, in the 6th chapter. What are those shlokas? These are the shlokas. Actually, the sloka, now 8 stanzas are coming. These are the stanzas from 6th chapter, stanza 20 to 28, except 24th stanza. But in different order. He changes the order to give, that means to give what he wants, to justify what he wants to say. Where did Lord Krishna tell this to Arjuna? So he says, listen. Shanai Shanairuparamid buddhya dhruti grihitaya Atma samstam manah krutva na kinchidapi chintayet. Dhruti grihitaya buddhya shanaihi uparamid. Dhruti grihitaya buddhya shanaihi uparame. Manaha atma samstam krutva kinchidapi na chintaye. Manaha atma samstam krutva kinchidapi na chintaye. Dhruti grihitaya buddhya. By the buddhi which is dhruti grihita. Ratigrahita means dhairya yuktaya buddhya. Buddhi, which is endowed with dhairya. What courage it is? What is that dhairya? Courage. Okay. That is the buddhi which is endowed with sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Sampatti endowed with the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. So also amanitva, adambhitva, all these values are ingrained in that, means one who lives these. So that type of buddhi. Gati grihitaya buddhya. So means the buddhi which has got sufficient vairagya, etc. These all things have to be taken into account. The sadhana chatushtaya sampatti should be thorough. So such a dhairya yuktaya buddhya. By that buddhi, shanaihi ajasya buddhya, dhriti grihitaya buddhya, means with such a buddhi as the means, sadhana, shanaihi uparame. Shanaihi means slowly, na sahasa, not, no, otherwise impatient, straight away to go to samadhi only. Shanaihi, slowly means not with fits and bouts, not just like, not jerks, etc. Slowly, quietly. So shanaihi, that is na sahasa, not suddenly. What is meant is na shanaihi means not suddenly. As uparamit, the mind has to be withdrawn. Withdrawn where? Withdrawn from the bahya vishaya. Then what is to be done? Uparatim kuryat. Uparamit means manasaha uparatim kuryat. Okay. So where it has to be withdrawn now? What is the locus where it is to be focused, or where the attention should be of the mind? Okay. Manaha atma samstham krutva. Making the mind abide in atma, appreciation of atma. Making the mind abide in the appreciation of atma. That's what it says. Atmani samstha is samyak sthiti. Samstha is samyak sthiti. Where? In the atma. So what is that sthiti in atma? Is there any state in atma? A state in atma which was not earlier, now which has been accomplished. Is it possible? No. But buddhi, sthiti for buddhi is possible. Sthiti for mind is possible. So therefore, atmani samstha samyak sthiti means it is like this. Atma eva idam sarvam na tataha anyat kinchit asti. Everything is atma. There is nothing other than atma. Thus, the mind is totally absorbed in the appreciation of atma. So that type of, that is evam rupa buddhi, that type of buddhi, whatever that is there, that is what is called as atma samstam manaha. Buddhi means mind. That type of mind is called atma samstam manaha. Accomplishing that, making the mind absorbed in the appreciation of atma. Thereafter what is to be done? Kinchidapi na chintai. Thereafterwards, don't entertain any fresh thought. Let the mind be resolved in the appreciation of atma. Of course, for this, Shravana Manana is taken for granted. All these are taken for granted. So, such a mind which is well informed and mature mind, so one has to take to this vididhyasana. So dhyana yoga, what is called as dhyana yoga in the 6th chapter. So therefore, so na kinchidapi chintaye. Thereafterwards, don't think of anything other than atma, means let the mind be totally resolved in atma. Where Bhashya, Tikakara also gives that same sentence. While commenting this stanza, particular stanza in the Gita, Bhashyakara says, Eshaha yogasya paramaha avadhi. In Tika, the line is the last vakya. Actually, it is literally from Bhashya only. This is the culmination of yoga. What is it? Atma samstam manaha na kinchidapi chintaye. The mind is totally absorbed in the appreciation of Atma, it is not a state of sleep. The Antakarana has not resolved in its Karana Avastha, not in the Andamaya Kosha or sleep, it has not resolved. So that is what is that. That is the final culmination of what is the yoga. Now, fine. But to make that manaha atma samstam, what is to be done? With the topic means he gives the stanzas so as to means unfold the topic as he has brought out. And the question is that to make the mind atma samstam and not allow it to take to any other chintana, what is to be done? So these steps have to be taken. Because what does the mind do generally? It wanders. You may sit for meditation and you may think that you are meditating, but mind has its own things to do. Even this is why that Dhriti Grihitaya is very important. Because why why does anyone join the ashram? And a simple question. Why does anyone join the ashram? What? To gain this knowledge. So such a person, at least some apatata jnana is there or not, about Vedanta. He may not be well informed, but some apatata jnana is there. So, therefore, they join the ashram. Thereafter, what should be the pursuit? This alone should be the pursuit, is it not? And the mind has to withdraw from other all distractions, is it not? But still what happens? Even the ashram, at times, in the rooms, filmi dunya, music, concerts go on. Not only I have heard, but seen, okay, and therefore I am telling. Triputi is sitting, you know what is, this is my Triputi, not Triputi. Triputi means three guys sitting and music concert going on with all action. Or Swami announced that Sunday afternoon class will not be there. Somebody said, Swamiji, are you going to Uti? Okay. Why? What happened? No, somebody was telling that Swamiji is going to Uti. And why? Okay, that's if I go, whatever. No, three brahmacharis want to go. And there is a flower show in Uti. I don't know there is flower show in Uti. Where is the mind? At times, because the nature of the mind, it takes the things for granted. It just takes the things for granted. Therefore, what should be there? Alertness must be. Yes, I am sitting for Vividhyasana. I am intent on accomplishing that. Yet, mind will not leave its habits just like that. So what will it do? And what is the nature of the mind? Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadhrudam. That mind is always wavering, at the same time very powerful. So, mind will play its mischievous pranks. So how am I to accomplish this state of Atma Samstam Manaha? So, therefore what you do? As and when the mind wanders, catch hold of it and bring it back where? To the point of contemplation. What is the point of contemplation? Atmani manasaha samyak sthitihi. Atma samstamana means that is the, yes, in that means total abidance of the mind in the appreciation of Atma. As and when the mind wanders, bring it. How it is to be done? Like this it is to be done. Yato yato nischarati manashchanchalamasthiram ततस्ततो नियम्यैतदात्मन्नेव वशं नयेत् चञ्चलम् अस्थिरं मनः यतः यतः निश्चरति ततः ततः तद् नियम्य आत्मनि एव वशं नयेत् ततः ततः तद् नियम्य आत्मनि एव वशं. This manah, what type of manah it is? Its nature is like this. Chanchalam asthiram. Chanchalam. Atyartham chalam chanchalam. Its nature itself is what? It is totally wandering in nature. You can't blame the mind because of the nature. Because there are inherent defects in the mind and thereby it is chanchal because raga dveshas are there. If not anything, raga dveshas are there. It just goes on wandering. Therefore, swabhava doshadeva. It's very defective nature. The mind itself, mind is like that, and it is so swift also. So, chanchalam, that mind which is totally wandering, and therefore it is asthiram. Because it is chanchala, therefore it is asthiram means not steady. Sthira is steady. So this is not steady. So this chanchalam, asthiram, mind, yataha yataha nishtarati. Nishtarati, nirgachati, wanders. Yataha yataha, on account of whatever causes. Caused by whatever thing means on account of whatever cause. What is that cause? Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, the sense object. On account of which it just wanders. What do you do? So, tataha tataha, from those things, niyamya, you should what? Control that mind and bring back to the point of contemplation. What is that bringing back? What is that bringing back to the point of contemplation? Is it catching hold of the mind with by the ear and come here? You are sitting for meditation. How can you go out? Is it that? That is by ascertaining the exact nature of the sense object as mithya and defective in nature. So that is what we see tomorrow. That means what is called as मिथ्यात्वादि दोष दर्शनेन आभासीकृत्य. Means we have to cut the causes of distractions to their own side. Means how they are mithya in nature, how they are defective in nature. Therefore, there is no reason for the mind to go after them. That mind has to take to the appreciation of Ananda Sarupa, me